Hello guys, welcome back to our official YouTube channels. Guys, today's video we are going to see about Keycloak. What is a Keycloak? Why we need a Keycloak? So guys, it is very important for the applications for your organizations who has multiple applications and they want to secure it. So guys, basically Keycloak is access and identity management or identity and access management for your applications, which allow any persons to identify before authenticating on your application. So guys, Keycloak is basically complete open source and you can just go and download and integrate with your application. Since Keycloak is new in the market and maybe most of the people are not heard about the name of Keycloak, because some of my friend also, when we are talking about do you have any experience in Keycloak, they don't know what is Keycloak. Here guys, this is again important topics today's video, and we are going to see about Keycloak, identity and access management from scratch. From scratch in the sense from basic we will see. And this video is going to help for the student who are new and for the experienced guys who are already working in some organizations and their organization need to integrate a Keycloak with their applications. So basically uh, Keycloak is a mechanism or is the access and identity management tools. Using that you can secure your applications. For examples, if someone is accessing your applications, maybe if you haven't integrated any third-party authenticated server, you have to design your login page, right? And there's a person will logged in and he get access of your portal. What happen when you have multiple portal, and how you will centralize a login for your that application? So basically, there's you can use any third-party tools, which is like Windows or Azure tools, or we can say Google's or Keycloak. Since other tools are enterprise editions and they will ask you for pay for that. But yes, Keycloak is completely open source. You can download it directly and you can integrate it with your applications, and your application is going to be secured by a Keycloak. So in the screen you can see Keycloak. What is Keycloak and how login work in the Keycloak? What is tokens and auth 2.0 setup guide and real world users. So basically we are going to see these all points today's video. So let's come to see one by one. So here you can see guys, the first question is what is Keycloak? Think of Keycloak, right, as a security guard. Let's example of your society. When somebody is coming to your society and your society is a gated security, then nobody can directly come to your house. He have to talk with guard, and guard will identify whether this is a right person to go inside a society or not. He will contact with your owners or with you. If you are the owner of your flat, he will contact you, and then if you will allow, yes, that guy is knows by me, allow him to come inside a society, then that guy can come inside the society. Same thing here, you can see security guard at work, or we have like a security guard for your application, not for your society, but this work as a security guard for your application. Just like a security guard, like check IDs, buildings, entries, Keycloak check who user are, what they are allowed to do before letting them into your app. So basically this the example that I took here is security guard. As security guard first try to retrieve the information from the visitors. Who is this visitors, to whom he want to meet, what information he want to deliver. So these all things first security guard wanted get know before allowing him to enter the society. Same things when you are using a key clock also behave like that. It also think like the users who is trying to access your application whether he has access or not. He is a valid user or not. How and what all role user has and how he can access, how he can validate a different pages, right? So these all information, if you had integrated key clock, then it is going to check and behave as a security guard and handle your applications, and your application will be protected by your security guard, which is Keycloak. Now you can see what Keycloak provide. Keycloak provide authentications, authorizations, single sign on. Authentications means before if someone is trying to access your application, first it check whether the person who is trying to authenticate in your system, who is this user, whether this user is available in our record or not, and it also check whether user's username and password is correct or not. If OTP is enabled, it will check send OTP and it will check OTP once user will enter the OTP. Fingerprint, if users is configured like that to enter the fingerprint before authentication. So these all points our key clock is going to take care. Now second one is authorizations. Once key clock thought like the users who is trying to access is a valid user, he has provided valid username and password, OTP, fingerprint, then key clock allow that users to enter your application. As soon as user will enter your applications, the next step will come authorizations. It will again check whether the user who has valid credential, what is roles, what he can see in your application, whether he has access of your portals module or not, whether API that is going to consume is applicable for that user or not. So these all the things is being checked by user Keycloak itself, which is come under authorizations. Once user got logged in and came authorized, then it will come to the landing page of your application. Now third point you can see single sign-up. So think about this. What is single sign-up? In short, we can say it is called SSO, right? For example, if your organization has multiple portal which is logged in based and thousands of employees there, and your employee have to or your organization has assigned hundred of your portals to each of employee, right? Then what will happen? Employee have to remember each and every portal's username and password. If it is hundred of applications, employee have to remember hundreds of username and password, which is very difficult for employee as well as for organizations to maintain their record. That's what a single sign-on come in a pictures. Single sign-on, which is called SSO, and this provide a facility. Once you logged in on a single application, it is going to allow you to authenticate or logged in other application as well without re-entering your credentials. So basically, these all features are provided by by Keycloak itself, right? And Keycloak also you can integrate with LiveRay. You can integrate with any applications which require authentications and which require SSO. So Keycloak is open source. You can download it. You can create realms client and you can configure your external application with Keycloak. And now Keycloak is going to take care of all those responsibility, whether a person has right person to authenticate the systems, person has right resources to access it, and how many applications Keycloak need to auto log in if it is configured. Now the problem a key solve. What problem currently have and how Keycloak is solving those problems. So problem is without Keycloak, build a login page yourself. First things, right? As I said, if you have 100 of application for your organizations, you have 100. You have to design 100 or login page for that. So without Keycloak, you have to create 100 login pages. Store hash password. You have to maintain hundreds of hash password. Write forgot flow. You have to write or create complete forgot flow for your each applications. You have to add OTP or two-factor authentication by yourself. You have to write your own logic to handle it. Build role and permission. You have to write roles and permissions with your own logic or thinkings, which is again going to be difficult for the beginners, for the person who don't know the business logic about the roles, responsibility, permissions, to whom what should be provided. Manage sessions and logout. You have to again manage your sessions, log out the things which you customarily in your applications, and repeat this for every year. So as I said, like if you have 100 plus app for your organizations, 100 times you have to repeat or maintain these all details. So what Keycloak is going to solve? So Keycloak is going to solve all these problems, the one that you had seen in the first one without Keycloak section. And this in the second section, you can see Keycloak provide a login UI. That's good. Password handled securely. Keycloak handle password securely since it is designed for that, and well tested by Keycloak team. And basically Keycloak is the vendor of Keycloak is a JBoss. If you will go inside deeply, you will see that. Reset password built in. Keycloak provides reset password features where you can do reset your password for one place, and that is going to apply for entire hundreds of applications if you are using Keycloak. OTP biometric included. Keycloak out of box provide OTP and biometric included, which is included already. Role system is already used in a Keycloak. Session management built in, right? That is also available. So one setup all your app. So that means how much time Keycloak is going to save for you, for your developer, for your organization. Now, key concept you need to know for Keycloak. What you need to know for Keycloak? First things you should know about the realm. Second, client. Third, users. Fourth, roles. Fifth, token. Sixth, flow. So, realm. What is realm? For example, when you are integrating your application with Keycloak, so first you have to create realm. Realm basically work as a container, work as a organizations. And a single organization like multiple website can have same things. Single realms can have multiple website can be integrated. And since if you are downloaded Keycloak locally, you are the owner. You are owning your Keycloak. Definitely, you can create one or more than one realm. But Keycloak, which is going to manage by third party, someone who has maintained well Keycloak, and he is giving you a service like use their service to manage your website. Then you will say like give me, and I have 100 plus of app. I need authentication for this. I need SSO for this. So what third person who is the maintaining Keycloak, what he will do? He will first go and create a realm. As I said, like realm is a container or a company, right? You can create one realm. You can create only one realm, and you can maintain your applications. Even 100 plus applications, you can utilize that one. But for each application, you have to create a different client. So let's come to see a client point. The client is, you can see, client is your application, your website, mobile app or API, right? You register in a Keycloak. So Keycloak knows it allowed to use to login service. So basically, realm will be a single point of view where you can register your all different client. Client is something not like external client. It is relating to with your applications. Maybe you have 100 plus application. Client Keycloak will consider one application as a one client, second application as a second client. So like that. So what we can say, hundreds of client can be configured in a single realm. User can be also specific to the realms. When you created realms, you created a client, definitely you need a users, right? So realm basically separate users with other client. For example, if your client, your users have, sorry, your realms has 100% website, which means 100 plus client is there, and you want to create a specific user for each client. Definitely, you can create your users for each client, and you that is good features and a Keycloak role. So you can also create roles and you can assign role particular users, and that users can have owning to do their roles and responsibility design for them. Token. So basically when you have created realms and you have created client and you have configured your application with realm, and when somebody is accessing your applications, first it will redirect you to a login page of Keycloak. Once you will authenticate there by using password, username, password, or OTP, or some other mechanism like fingerprint, it will redirect you to your client application, which is configured with your realm. Right now, once you will redirect there, then the person who has logged in, you will get the details of users who has logged in along with the access token, which is generated by Keycloak. And that access token is going to be valid for a specific time. But that is configurable. You can go in live Keycloak console and you can configure it. How to do configurations? We will see a practical one next video, but this video I'm just trying to explain you guys so that you can get to know better what is user Keycloak, why we should use Keycloak, and why organizations are using Keycloak. Most of the enterprise applications are also using Keycloak. What I remember as my as multiple client I had talk and I know they have, and sometimes I got one requirement whether they want to use Keycloak and they want to customize that, and they came to me and they asked like, can you do a customization for a Keycloak? And they were using that Keycloak as a identity and access management. And the flow is again something like authentication flow. When you will logged in and you can define in the Keycloak what should happen when. For example, if you want to skip OTP when someone is logged in, you don't want to allow to open the skip OTP, or you are trying to skip the person, don't to update their profile. So these all the things you can go and update the flow when you will logged in. When you will go under the authentication flow, there you will find some window or some UI where you can see what different flow is there, and some of flow you can modify or you can add your own or custom flow, and you can apply that custom flow with your applications. So guys, that all those things we will see in a practical in a next video, but let's see at least today what what are Keycloak and how we are going to, what are different kinds of features and how we are going to take care of Keycloak roles and responsibility and a different applications. Now guys, you can see how login flow work. So here you can see some step I have defined. User click on login first, and he will redirect to the Keycloak, right? Either user will click on login page of your applications, it will redirect to the login page, or if you want directly when somebody is accessing your application, it should directly redirect you to in your login page of Keycloak. Definitely that you can do also. So the flow is user click on login, it will redirect you to the Keycloak login page. User will enter credentials. Here you can see user will enter credentials. Once credential got validated, user will verify the users here. Once verification is done, then Keycloak is going to generate tokens. It will issue your tokens, and that tokens is going to append to the login user sessions access token, and it is going to redirect with that token to your applications. Your application will capture those access token and will utilize whether that access token has has validity or it got expired. As a couple of seconds back I said, like, access token has some expiry time, whether you want to expire it soon within few seconds or few minutes or even entire day. It's up to you, whether based on your requirement, what requirement you have, what the app see, right? After logged in, your app will receive JWT token, right? What that I said, access token. It decode it and get the user's email, role, all those things is it will get from the access token, right? So once we got the access token, then our application is going to decode that access token and it will get some claim. In the claim, we will get username, password, email, not password, username, email, roles, and some other information which is required, right? And access token along with that. Once we'll get this, then we will use offline validation tokens and we'll check whether the tokens which we received has valid till now based on the time, because if it is 30 seconds valid and you received, and you will check with current your systems times whether this time and that time are less than or equal to. If it is more than of access token, then we say token got expired and we can return something useful information. Say token is not valid, please try again or something, right? Now coming to the next one, what is token, right? In real word, we can say a token is like a concert ticket. Your ticket provide you a paid. The security guard scan it. You get in, right? Nobody need to call a ticket officer to verify you, right? The ticket itself has all of the information. Same things when somebody is accessing your applications and he landed on your page. So before accessing or before application showing him any resources, application itself is going to validate a person who has logged in what is his access token, and he will decode that access token and he will see what all claim is there, what is username, password, other things. Along with that, it will see what is expiry time for that token. If that expiry time is valid, then your system is going to give you to see some resources for which a user is applicable. If in case user don't have any, if in case user access token expiry time has passed of your current system time, you are or your application is not going to return any kinds of information to him to view it. Rather than it will return some information to the API, the tokens has expired, user have to retry or relog it. This is the one. In case if you think like user is valid because he exists in our DB and he is valid user, only his token got expired. In that case, what you can do? In that case, you can call a refresh token API, which is provided by Keycloak itself, and you can get a fresh token again, and you can utilize that token to continue access your application. This is depend on your project architectures, how your project should behave. ID token contain users profile info, name, email, pictures used by your app. So right now, Keycloak architectures, and there's a this is a high levels, we can say big pictures where you can see how Keycloak architecture is. So basically, when somebody is accessing your browsers, accessing applications or mobile applications, what will happen? It will goes to the Keycloak server, and Keycloak server will show login page, and Keycloak server has internally connected with DB, and Keycloak server generate tokens. Keycloak have realms. Keycloak has clients, roles, flow, and admin console. So these all are very high level architectures, but when we will see in details of Keycloak, creation of realms, use of client, creation of client, roles creations, utilization of roles, and what should be the flow for that particular users. These all we will see in details in our coming next videos. But here you can see what is a very broad level architectures of your Keycloak. Even Keycloak provide to integrate LDAP, and it also can integrate third-party SSO with your Keycloak. Even Keycloak itself provide features where you can consume their access token, authorization token, secret key, and client access token, client URLs to integrate your Keycloak as a authentication server for your application. But sometimes some clients don't believe on open source and they want to purchase Azure Authenticator or some Google Authenticator on top of your Keycloak. So definitely they will, when they will hire or when they will purchase that service, they will get access tokens, authorization tokens, access key, secret key, profiles. These all information they will provide you, and you need to take that information and configure in your Keycloak. Now your Keycloak is not going to behave as an authentication server. It is going to behave as a, after authentication, it is going to behave as a authorization server. Right. So guys, this is very broad, but yes, let me explain very quickly. And downside, you can see database, what database it is going to connect, what is, it is also going to connect LDAP, as I said, Active Directory, we can say, social login it support, email server it support. So there are lots of features, guys. So don't go and buy any external services for authentications. You can download Keycloak and you can utilize its completely system. And this is, uh, this will help you to do, and it will reduce the cost of your product if you are using Keycloak. Now, how you can do and install your Keycloak, right? So first, what you can do here, there's you can do what you can do here. First, you can install your Keycloak using Dockers. You can manually download. You can download using Kubernetes. You can download, right? So this concept we will see in coming session, in coming video. But yes, this is the way of to download and install your Keycloak. And there are three ways, as you can see on the titles of the page. Now, admin console. What admin console have? Why admin console we should utilize, right? So see, admin console have realm settings. Admin console, what is realm settings? Again, once you will create realms, it will generate realm settings tab. In the realm setting tab, when you will click on there, so you can go and see different tab like themes, logins, login options, email, security, policy, etc. Right? So if you want to apply your own theme on your LLM, you can click on themes tab. You can select your custom themes which you have created and deployed in a Keycloak, and your Keycloak login page is going to be or behave or going to be look and feel like you have designed and deployed there. Right? Same thing. If you want to enable internationalization, you will get their option to enable internationalization, where you can make a multi-support language for your Keycloak applications. So this is realm settings where you can do you can do a lot, but I'm just giving you a very brief level introductions. We will see in a next video when we will see actual develop setup and admin will go through the entire admin console. Then there we will show you users. You can go and create users, password, reset password, assign role, everything you can do there. Roles also already we had seen. Groups, you can go and create a groups. Client, you can create a client and you can register your applications with that client, and you can also use YDC protocols YAML to for single sign authentications. Client scope control what you does into the tokens, right? And identity providers, add Google Hub or LDAP or anything you can do a configuration with it. Authentications, it captures login flow and password. See, authentication type is also there. So we'll show you in the next video all these points. Your first Keycloak setup checklist. What should be a checklist to start to do the setup of your Keycloak? First, create a realm. You have to go on admin console, top left, drop down, create realms, give it name. Maybe you can give my name or anything. Create a client. You have to create a client. How you can create a client? Client, create client, setup client ID, and then my web app, then set valid redirect URL. Create users, user add users, then add users, file name and emails, set credentials. So these all are, and create roles, assign roles, test login, and get a token. So basically, this is 7 step. Using that, you will be able to create. You will be able to download your client Keycloak. You will be able to create your setup, your client application by creating realms. You can go and create you can go and create roles, users, and assign role to the users. All those you can do. Now, for beginner questions, maybe sometimes that can be asked. Beginner can ask like, what is Keycloak is free or not? Yes, it is 100% free. It's and open source. As I said, like this the vendor of Keycloak is Red Hat, right? Also offer paid support with right enterprise product. Can I customize login page? Yes, you can customize. Is the same as O2 Keycloak implement O2 and Wire OpenID Connect, right? And what database does Keycloak uses? You by default Keycloak uses S2 database. Yes, you can use different database since it's in memory database, and this is not good to use it on production because when you are starting Keycloak, it is going to create almost 100 plus tables which is going to store its own related to settings, and which is if you are keeping H2 database, then what will happen in some regions since it is in memory, when you will go and delete data folders, work folders, your entire data which you have prepared for a couple of months or years, that will gone. Again you have to recreate. That's why it is recommended you have to configure external database like Postgre, MySQL, Oracle, MS SQL, anything which you have. What language is my app, right? Any language. Keycloak work with Java, Node.js, Python, .NET, Angular, React, any app that speak on HTTPS that is supported. Can user log in with Google? Yes. Add Google as identity provider in Keycloak. User can log in with their Google account. So that's what I'm saying. This is very interesting topics for and Keycloak, and which is again mostly used by other than India, like in USA it is being heavily used, and in Saudi Arabia is also Keycloak is using, they are using, but they have their own team to customize it to make it more secure, and that's so now we are ready. Now guys, as you can see, this was the theoretical concept which we have explained it, and now you are ready to start Keycloak. Installation of Keycloak with Dockers, create your first realms and users, connect your app and test login. Right. So guys, in our next sessions, we'll show you how you can configure a Keycloak with a standalone application, which is single page application, that is Angular. I will configure Angular with Keycloak and will create a realms, will create a client, will create a users, and will let authenticate users from Keycloak to our Angular applications. You will see the actual demo, and which will be the real demo. Any application, any client who is using Keycloak, they are using the same flow, the one I am explaining. So that will be the next video session, but further post that we will see how we can integrate Keycloak as a authentication server, as a SSO, and how we can consume that SSO related information like access token, authorization token, access, sorry, client URLs, access authentication URLs, then access token, secret token, secret tokens, and then profiles, how we can utilize that one in any of the application. So that is latter part, but yes. So this was all about your today's sessions about the Keycloak. Guys, this is very interesting topics. You can go it, you can learn it, and come with your questions. I'm here always for you guys help. This you can go and see this whole video on Siddiqui channels, which is our official channels, Siddiqui technical channels, which is our official channels, where you can go and see all video. There you will see a different varieties of video like Keycloak, like LiveRay, Spring Boot microservices, Angulars, and you will see there's payments related videos, how to integrate payments. So all these all are available in our channels, guys. You can go and see. So that's all from our ends, guys. So let's meet on next video and see how we can install Keycloak and configure the external application with Keycloak. So thanks, guys. Thanks for your time for watching this video. I hope this is going to help you a lot. And guys, this is for this is going to help for experienced guys also who has 15 plus year experience and they don't know about a Keycloak, but their organization is asking, can you integrate Keycloak with their applications? This is going to help them as well. So let's meet guys next video. Until bye bye.